Yo, niggas gotta stop saying that the reason they don't want to get the vaccine because, like, I don't like niggas telling me what to do. It's like, nigga, nobody likes people telling them what to do. Like, who has ever liked that? Like, name one nigga in a non-sexual fashion, because I know BDSM is huge. You know what I mean? We don't kink shame on this here podcast. But, like, like, what? Show me one nigga who's like, I love when niggas tell me what to do. Like, that's what I live for, is niggas telling me what to do. But niggas will accept motherfuckers telling them what to do in a lot of aspects. Like, niggas will take their hats off to get in the club, but they won't take a vaccine to get on an airplane. Like, that shit don't make no sense to me, my nigga. And y'all niggas don't be having hairlines. That's why most of y'all niggas be wearing hats. We not stupid, bro. We know what's being hidden behind that 5950, bro. Like, y'all niggas is not just huge sports fans, my nigga. Niggas just don't like the feeling of fucking, like, cotton on their skull that much. Like, my nigga, you hiding bad hairlines, and that's how much niggas want to get in the club, that they will remove the one thing that's like preventing us from realizing that you have a bad hairline in order to get in the club. But you know what I'm saying, you're not gonna get the vaccine. Like, but bruh, it don't make no sense. Like, what are we even doing? This, by the way, is the reigning, defending, undefeated, undisputed, most podcast on this godforsaken planet. A little show we call Nobody Asked Shawn, hosted by none other than the original Thin Black Duke, Chico Diamante himself, the Diamond Boy, Shawn Murray. That's me, the Shogun's Decapitator, international heartthrob, heir to the Murray State Primary Fortune, of course, first Jamaican in the Kentucky Derby. Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit more about vaccine shit. I'm gonna keep talking about this vaccine shit until it's not an issue anymore. And we're gonna talk about Facebook crashing and some other shit. We're gonna answer some questions, but first, let's continue with this vaccine shit. Like who likes people telling them what to do? Like, that's like kind of like just the nature of being a human being, is that, like, you want to be free in a certain amount of ways, but, like, niggas be pretending like we don't make concessions every single day. Like, for example, you can't show up to work with your dick out, right? You know what I'm saying? Would that be something that you'd be interested in? Maybe, maybe not. But you can't do it, and you know that's a rule, and you abide by that rule. I mean, there's certain jobs where you can't show up to work where your dick isn't out. So let's not be exclusionary. I'm sure there's certain jobs where but this is what we're asking for you, my nigga. That dick's supposed to be out. Like, what are we doing? But generally speaking, you can't show up to work with your dick out. And I know niggas might say, well, that's like an extreme example. Yeah, I mean, I don't really, like, this shit you want to do that you, like, you can't show up to work drunk. You know what I'm saying? You can't walk into McDonald's with no shirt on, nigga. No shirt, no shoes, no service. It's that simple. We follow rules every day. You cannot bring a gun on a commercial airplane. This is something that we all know. We're all aware of. And that doesn't mean you can't try to bring a gun on a commercial airplane. Be my guest. Show up to the airport with the stick on you, bro, and see what happens. And that's the thing. Like, niggas be saying shit like the vaccine is being forced upon you. It's like, no, it's not being forced upon you. It's called consequences to your actions, my nigga. These are the stipulations. And if you don't follow stipulations, you don't have to. You don't have to follow stipulations. But if you don't, these are the things that might happen to you. That's all it is. That's all a clip online from, I think it was the 80s, when seatbelts first got mandated and people were pissed. And, like, they were saying, like, you can't force us to wear seatbelts. And it's like, nobody is forcing you to wear a seatbelt, bro. Yeah, I mean, to this day, you don't have to wear a seatbelt. But if you get thrown through your fucking windshield, my nigga, like, we not gonna feel bad for you because you stood up for your rights. I had rights. Yeah, I mean, I believed in something. It's like, my nigga, just be roadkill then. Just be roadkill. I'm fine with that, bro. Like, if you want to be roadkill, that's on you, my nigga. But, like, you can't get mad if niggas be saying, like, nah, we don't want to have to clean up roadkill, so, like, put your seatbelt. Yeah, I don't have to put on a seatbelt. It's just not fair. All right, my nigga, cool. I'll scoop you up with a shovel later on, my nigga. I'll see you at rush hour. And, like, the vaccine shit is funny because, like, so much of the vaccine is about, like, preventing other people from getting sick, you know what I mean, and, like, protecting other people, and that's why, like, niggas get so mad about the vaccine. It's so weird because it's like if niggas was like, yo, you can't pour hot fish grease onto the street, my nigga, we having a block party down here, and they be like, nigga, it's my right to pour fish grease onto the street. You can't stop me from pouring fish grease into the street. And then niggas was like, all right, if you want to pour fish grease, then you gonna have to live in the basement. And niggas like, yo, how you gonna make me live in the basement? Because, nigga, you pouring fish grease on fucking dancing civilians. It's a block party going on down here, nigga. Like, knock it off. There's so many laws that we follow that people don't have an issue with. You know what I mean? You can't bring a gun into a courthouse. You can't bring peanut butter into schools now. You know what I mean? I do not see people getting into a serious fit about this. You know what I mean? Like you just this is just rules that we follow. You can't show up to Kanye West's house with a heart cut into your fucking fade, my nigga. I mean, you could, but that nigga gonna run down on you like he did that paparazzi that one time. And that's what you deserve. And also, I mean, you shouldn't show up anywhere with that because you were 34 years old and like you should have like self-respect. But my point is, this is just how the things are, man. Like, you're not being mistreated. This is just reasonable. And niggas learned the lesson the hard way. Like, this nigga Andrew Wiggins. I don't know if you're not familiar with Andrew Wiggins. He's a basketball player. He plays for the Golden State Warriors. There is a law in New York and California that would prevent him from being able to play in home games if he was not vaccinated. And he was like, I'm not getting vaccinated. And he wasn't going to play. And then I guess he looked at his fucking, like, he talked to his accountant and his business manager, and they was like, my nigga, you going to have to go ahead and play. Yeah, we not going to sit it out. Nah, that ain't good for you, bro. The thing about the Andrew Wiggins shit was, he was like, oh, I'm fighting for what I believe in. And then, like, 3 days later, that nigga had his vaccine, and he was like, I hope people are still out there fighting for what, you know what I mean? I wasn't able to, but I hope you guys, it's like, my nigga, your beliefs went out the window so fast, my nigga's like, I'm sure there's still other believers out there. I'm no longer a believer myself, but I'm sure beliefs still exist, and I hope they're being followed out there amongst the people. Speaking of beliefs, I was talking, me and the homies was on Warzone. We was playing Warzone the other day, and this dude came on. He joined our party, and he was somehow, I don't know how vaccines came up. That nigga got on vaccines very fast, and he was like, y'all took the vaccine? Y'all niggas is stupid. And I was like, hell yeah, I took the vaccine. And he was like, somebody said something about doctors. And he was like, nigga, you trust doctors? And I was like, my nigga, do you hear yourself? Like, is this what it's come to? We're skeptical of doctors as a whole. Like, not even like Dr. Fauci. Yeah, I mean, it's one person. I can understand a certain amount of skepticism to following every word of one individual. But to say that you no longer trust doctors, my nigga, like, as a whole is fucking ludicrous. Like, that's how... This is what people are saying out of their mouths and not even finding it a little bit, like, fucking ludicrous. Like, bruh, you don't trust any doctors? No doctors. Like, not even a doctor that brought you into this world. You were just like, nah, my mom was tripping for that shit. I don't know how. That nigga just lucked up. I don't know how, you know what I mean? He didn't know what he was doing, but, you know what I mean? My mom's stupid as hell, but luckily I'm still here, my nigga. I would never go to a doctor. I would never consult one. He said, all right, my nigga, enjoy that. Enjoy your little fucking vaccine, my nigga. When you show up with a frog leg, I'm like, my nigga, I have not seen a single individual in the history of Earth that had a frog leg. There are millions of people who've died from COVID. Not one nigga has a frog leg, my nigga. There's not a single human being who I saw who's like, there's not a single human being I know who one day was just a normal, quiet guy, and the next day he was like, everybody do the Michigan roar. Like, you know what I mean? Like, niggas is not turning into Michigan J. Frog out here, bro. It's not happening. Like, this podcast is mostly just like nobody asked Shawn about how he feels about the vaccine, and that's totally fine with me, my nigga. Y'all niggas might be getting tired of it. I just find it hilarious. But we gonna keep it moving. We gonna talk about something else. What else is happening? Facebook and Instagram went down yesterday. That shit was bleak. I was doing numbers before that shit went down. I had a little photo I put up. That shit was doing a little something. You know what I mean? Not like, God damn, man. These niggas just don't want me to win, bruh. Somebody had a funny tweet about how, like, if Instagram is going, y'all got these BBLs for no reason. And it's like, that shit hit home for me because I was definitely considering getting a BBL of my own in order to maximize my views. You know what I mean? I thought it could have did something good for me. I was definitely about to be double cheeked up. For the sake of the show. You know what I mean? Not for my own purposes, just for the sake of the show. We're sponsored once again by Topo Chico. Or we will be one day. I'm not even gonna lie, this is not even Topo Chico here, but this is tap water. I fill this shit up myself. We're desperate over here. Sponsor me. The next day, like today, after like Facebook was back up and Instagram was back up, like they should have shut this shit down for good. Like I wish they would just shut this shit down again. It's like, nigga, just get off offline. You treat it like as if like they had to shut it down in order to remove you from it. It's like, just get off of it. Like so much of people's interaction with social media is saying like, yo, this is bad, yo. Hey, this is real bad that we doing this right now. We shouldn't even be doing this, man. I wish somebody would stop us from doing this. This is crazy, y'all. I definitely recognize that there is like a certain way in which like we are obsessed and in some ways addicted to social media as a culture, but also we have to accept the fact that like when there is a new resource that has as much value and usefulness as something like social media or just being online in general, we're going to incorporate it to our lives to a point where it becomes almost essential. Like there's a point in time when having a telephone wasn't essential. This is pre-telephone. It came to a point where having a telephone was essential to existing in modern life. And if you didn't have a phone, you could continue to function the way you did before. But if you had one and then it was removed from your life, it would change things. Same thing with like TV, whatever. Like fucking electricity, like whatever you name. Like, so it's like, this part of this, that. The other part is, you just don't have to do it. Like, we really don't have to do this shit, my nigga. Especially if you don't work in entertainment in any sort of way. You do not have to be on social media, my nigga. There are so many fucking ways to get in contact with people if you really cared about it. You just got to do it, my nigga. Like, people still read emails. People still write letters and shit. People meet up in public. Like the perception of the contemporary world as one that only exists online is so false. Because, I mean, so much of the fucking agony that people felt during the pandemic was that they could no longer get together in public spaces. Most of like the totally just being online and like not interacting with people in real spaces shit is for younger people. And even then, younger people get together and do shit in real life. Like, and even the idea that kids don't run around outside no more is so crazy. Like, nigga, I see kids outside all the time. I don't know like where y'all niggas live at. Like older white people say shit like, these kids don't go outside anymore. Nigga, I always see kids outside in the hood. In my hood, there's always 75 kids riding around on bikes. That used to be us when I was like 14, 15 and younger. And now there's a new generation of niggas who I don't know who are on bikes that are cooler than the bikes that I had. And I'm scared of these kids. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Because once upon a time, niggas was afraid of me and my niggas. And I'm scared of these kids and I don't want any interaction with them. I don't want any trouble with them. Please don't hurt me. But I like your bikes, man. Good job. But yeah, nigga, just get offline. Like, bro, like, you listening right now, don't get offline. Because I need you to watch this episode of this podcast in at least, 38? 14 more episodes so I can make it to 52, which would be a full year of me doing this podcast, which would be crazy. But after that, do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? I'm in syndication at that point. I mean, there's no such thing as podcast syndication, but it feel good to me to make it to a full year. I would never have to do this again. So just log on to get on my podcast, to listen to my shit, and then otherwise, don't get on at all. Like, you know what I mean? Or just watch it on YouTube. You know what I mean? Where it's available. Or Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm everywhere, baby. You don't even got to get on Instagram no more. We everywhere. You know what I mean? So get off of social media. Just get on the YouTube. Get on the Spotify. Get on the Apple Podcasts. Listen to my podcast. And that's all you got to do. Let's answer some questions. Nobody's asked Shawn. Let's get into it. Send in your questions however you like. I don't care anymore. Just send me questions when I ask for questions. And if you can send them other times as well. First question. Do double stuffed Oreos taste different because they have slightly different ingredients? The answer is no. Double stuffed Oreos don't have different ingredients. Double stuffed Oreos taste different because God is punishing us for our hubris. We went too far. There shouldn't be double stuffed Oreos. Or there's like one that's like the most stuffed Oreo. This is insanity. This is greed. This is hubris. And this is God striking us down by saying, like, you know what? You not even like by killing you. Not even by like making it taste nasty. Just making it taste slightly different. We're like, this is not as good as a regular Oreo. But I'm going to continue eating these anyway because I'm a fucking foolish human being and I want as much Oreo cream in my mouth as possible. I'm not going to pause that. In fact, I'm going to clip that and put it in the front of the fucking promo video because I don't care. Because I'm a disgusting, gluttonous human being, and I love cream in my mouth. Question number 2. Who are the unsung heroes of the COVID era? There's a lot of people you can point to. There's some TikTok stars. There's some streamers. There's some gamers. There's some politicians. There's people like No Name who during COVID and after the George Floyd protests, like really educated themselves and changed the world for positive ways. Yeah, there's all sorts of people, but honestly, the unsung heroes to a nigga like me, the people I want to give a special shout out to are the people who were able to overcome their demons and unsubscribe from the dozens of OnlyFans accounts that they subscribed to over the course of the pandemic. I know it got scary out there for the time, fellas. I know there were so many enticing women, and they were putting their OnlyFans accounts on sales. And it went down to $3.99 a month, $2.99, $4.99 a month. And they were initially at 15. You say, you know what? I'm going to get in at this price point. You know what I mean? And I'm going to turn on a rebill and I'm going to watch these women undress and do horny things for my pleasure. We all fall victim to temptation. You know what I mean? We're all weak at some point. You know what I mean? We can't always be strong. We're human. This is just how it is. But the real heroism came in those dark moments when they turned to their screen and they saw that they were following 14 OnlyFans accounts and they said, you know what? Unsubscribe. 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 I'm going to keep you, but unsubscribe to her. This is a tough one. But she went back up to $15. I ain't fucking with that. Unsubscribe. You know what I mean? Like, it's tough. Those are the real unsung heroes. I could do a more genuine list, but I think, that's brave, man. That's brave. It took a lot. It took a lot of courage. It took a lot of strength. And I'm proud of y'all. So, those are the unsung heroes. Piggybacking over that question number 3. Are horniness and perviness mutually exclusive? 100%. 100%. Horniness is not equal to perviness. Horniness is a state of being. It's not even a state of mind. It's a state of being. You can't escape being horny. You know what I mean? Not intentionally, at least. You know what I mean? You're going to get horny at some point. If you have like a living person who doesn't have some sort of like medical or psychological issue, you're probably going to get horny at some point. But, you know what I mean? That's just what it is. Being horny is not about action. It's not about thought process. Being horny is being like, yo, I want to fuck. It happens to everybody. Nothing wrong with it. If you play your cards right, it'll happen to you at some point, kid. Believe in yourself. So horniness is a state of being. You know what I mean? That's just like something that happens. It's like being happy. It's like being sad. It's like being hungry. You know what I mean? That's just going to something that's going to come upon you. You don't really choose these things. Perviness is a totally different thing. Being perverted is channeling horny energy into inappropriate behaviors. You know what I mean? Looking up women's skirts or like brushing up against a woman when you ain't really have to. You know what I mean? Like doing weird shit, lurking in people's bushes and shit like that. You know what I mean? But it don't always have to be something that extreme. Again, it could just be something like like when niggas be just doing shit where it's like you ain't got to like stop touching women. You don't got like you don't know, and then even if you do know them, like stop just like you know what I'm saying, like there's certain shit niggas do as pervy, but that's not simple horniness. You know what I mean? Let's use some cartoon characters to exemplify this. Tina Belcher from Bob's Burgers. This is a horny character. Quagmire from Family Guy. This is a perverted character. He's a sex criminal. You know what I mean? Like this is the difference. This is about how you behave. Master Roshi from Dragon Ball Z. He was a pervert. Nick from Big Mouth is horny. You know what I mean? It's like you know what I mean, you could be horny and not be a pervert, but I don't think you can't be a pervert and not be horny. Being a pervert is the dark side of being horny. You know what I mean? It's like it's the twisted, corrupted version of that. You know what I mean? It's like the Sith to a Jedi. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with being a Jedi. Nothing wrong with using the Force and having a lightsaber. But if you want to overthrow the galactic government and turn our republic into an evil empire, you are a Sith Lord. And though you may triumph and spread your evil for decades, eventually the remaining Jedi, such as Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker, will quest together and team up with like-minded individuals will defeat you and restore freedom to the galaxy. It's as simple as that. Final question for this week. Best TV series right now. We're going to go through a quick list. Number 1 series out right now. Easily, Squid Game. I don't have to say much else about it. It's the number one show on the planet right now, and that doesn't always necessarily correlate to being the best show right now. But I think Squid Game has a title right now. It is and it's for multiple reasons. Just the show itself, the character dynamics, the themes, especially during this period of time where we are all fucking being fucking manipulated and puppeteered by the bourgeoisie ruling class into fucking competing against each other for scraps. It's in line with the zeitgeist right now. But beyond that, Squid Game is huge, and it's the best show right now because it's one of the few shows, like, you know, a couple of others, Money Heist, that can get the casual fucking American, get casual people to watch international cinema. It's TV, but I'm gonna call it cinema for these purposes because there's so much more outside of fucking the world than just what we're seeing in America or what we're exposed to. And I love when, you know, there's a show that can tap into like people's fucking interests beyond just like the same old American shit, because like when it really comes down to it, we all got the same fucking, we all speaking the same language, my nigga. You know what I mean? But Squid Game is it. Besides that, always one of the best shows on TV is The Great British Bake Off. You know what I mean? If you have never watched The Great British Bake Off, just watch it. Well, in the UK, it's called Great British Bake Off. On Netflix, it's called Great British Baking Show. It's the best show. It's just like it's this pure-hearted. It's like everything people say about Ted Lasso, but it's not fucking narrative. It's amazing. It's just so fucking sincere and beautiful. It's the best. Aside from that, we got Reservation Dogs, best new comedy, and What We Do in the Shadows, best returning comedy. Simple as that. These are the best shows out right now. That is the segment for this week. That is the episode for this week. Send in your questions. Like, subscribe, share, save, all that stuff. Shawn Murray International Film Festival is a podcast about movies and the like that you can listen to at any time. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Check it out. Just had a new episode out right now talking about the death of studio comedies with my comedian friends, Dan Coway, Stasha Makita, Corey Brown. Check it out. What else? Read the Room Volume 2 coming soon. I'm headlining the show in Bridgeport, Connecticut on October 22nd. Read the Room Volume 2, October 27th. Fuck with your boy. And as always, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.